And with that, we say welcome into the program. Welcome into the best damn sports podcast, period. This is Sentell's Intel, the undisputed champion of sports podcast. I'm your host, the sensational Sentell Wiseman, a.k.a. Mr. No Days Off, a.k.a. the One-Man Dynasty. Hey, man, welcome into the program again. Like I just said, hey, happy to be here tonight. I was going to have a nice little show. We're going to put a bow on the season 6 of Sentell's Intel. Then we're going to move on and talk about what's next on season 7 of Sentell's Intel right here on YouTube. But let's kind of get into the show. You know, we're going to talk about, had a little opening plan for you. Don't know if you heard it. Don't know if you saw it. Supposed to saw it, but I don't know what happened. Had a little technical difficulties there. But the Denver Nuggets became the NBA champions last night for the first time in franchise history. 47 years to be exact. Led behind Nikola Jokic. He was sensational this whole playoffs. Even better in the finals. Averaged 30 and 14. He was your finals MVP. Last night they win the game 94-89. He had 28 and 16. Didn't get much from Jamal Murray, 14, 8 and 8. He shot 6 of 15 from the field. So not a whole lot from him, but Michael Porter played pretty good. 16 point, 13 rebounds, along with a host of other role players, KCP. Bruce Brown was also outstanding during the whole playoff run. Miami was led by Bam. Well, Jimmy led him in scoring, but he was 5 of 18 from the field. And without about last 2 minutes of the game, he had about 6 or 9 points right there that kind of made that look more respectable at that point. At one point, he had like 8 points. I think it was like 2 of, I won't say 11 or 12 from the field at the time. So he didn't play well at all this entire series. Bam was great. I thought he played great. Wasn't efficient last night, but 20 and 12 gave you a great first half. He was like at 18 and 9, like the first half or something like that. So he played really well. Disappeared down the stretches too. If you look at both them guys, they really kind of didn't do a whole lot. But at the end of the day, the better team won. Miami just didn't have enough. Wasn't equipped enough to deal with what Denver had to offer. One thing about Denver, they got a superstar, and it's a superstar-driven league. You know, we can debate whether or not Jimmy Butler and Bam are superstars. I think we all can say they're not superstars. We know Nikola Jokic is a superstar without question. 2-time MVP, could have been a 3-time MVP this year, but he was fabulous. And that changed the game. When you got one of those guys, when you have a Giannis, when you have a LeBron, when you have a Jason Tatum, when you have a Steph Curry, when you have those guys, especially in the playoffs, because the game is about, okay, we don't run all these sets all series long, and at the end of the day, can you get a bucket? Can you get a bucket? Most of the time, it's can you get a bucket? And Miami tried several different ways to try to stop this man, including going to a zone. That kind of worked a little effective early in the game, but, you know, an NBA team, they're going to figure that out eventually, and it's not going to be good. The way these guys shoot now, and Denver shot it horribly yesterday. They didn't good from the field. I mean, look at the score. You know, they scored 94 points. And that's usually how it is in a game 7 or a closeout game. It's always tough. Teams are tight, especially the team who's trying to close it out. So you expect that 94-89 score, that's awful familiar. That's like that 2016 Cavs Warriors score coming down the stretch, but when nobody could make a shot for the last 2-3 minutes. That's kind of similar to what that was yesterday. But Denver just a whole lot better. And you know how we do in the sports media world. We can't even let it be. It's not even been 24 hours. If that ain't even been 24 hours, we're talking about dynasties. This is how we do in the media world. This is how we do in the sports media world. We don't even allow the trophy. We don't even allow the proper celebration time. We don't even allow people to even get a week into the celebratory mode, and we already talking about dynasties. Let's just let them live. Let's just let them live. No, we can't do that. Because we can't do that. That's not what we do here. That's not what we do on sports. That's not what we do in sports talk. That's not what we do in sports media. We just like to talk about things, and we gotta talk about dynasties and stuff that's far off in the distance, because that's what we have to do. Oh, look, I think this roster is really good. The only guy I think over 30 is KCP, and the rest of them guys are under 30. Joker's in his prime, 28 years old. That's a prime for a superstar type player. Like I say, 2-time MVP, could have been a 3rd-time MVP. They're gonna be around. Anytime you got a superstar, I'm not gonna call no dynasty. Just anytime you have one of these guys, I mentioned these guys just a minute ago. Anytime you have one of these guys, you have a chance. When you have a top 3 player in the league, you have a chance every year. He changes everything. He makes the game easier for everyone else because you have to first go into the game thinking, how do I stop 15? How do I stop that guy? So they always going to have a shot. I think, injuries are key. Jamal Murray has been injured. This is like the first year he's got through without injury. Knock on wood for him. Michael Porter has had injury history. That's how he allowed to even fall to Denver. If you remember coming out of college, he could have easily been a top 3-5 pick without the back injury concern. So he's been injury plagued the first 5 years of his career. I like Mike Malone. I like what he's made out of. They have staying power. I'm not going to call it about a dynasty. I don't know. I'm not going to sit there and down that hill, but they'll be in contention. I don't think they're a juggernaut. I think they're a really good basketball team. But they'll be in contention because you got Joker. Like I say, mention it again. 30 and 14 average for the series, MVP, deservedly so. Bill Russell, MVP trophy, and this was the first year that Bill Russell was not there, was not alive to see that trophy handed out as he passed away this past year. So big ups to Denver, the Mile High City, soon to be my home state of Colorado, soon. So big up to them and the rest of the city of Denver and the state of Colorado. Party on, party hard, stay safe. Okay, so with that, let's kind of turn the page. It got me thinking, as it always does, when I see a team that won a championship for the first time in 47 years, correct? So, okay, that made me think about other professional teams who haven't won a championship in the three major sports. And they will mention college football also, because that's what we do, because y'all like college football. So let's mention some of these teams that now are on this list. We'll start with the NFL first, since that's the next season that's coming up, who have not won a championship. There are 12 NFL teams currently that have never won a Super Bowl. Let's say Super Bowl. I'm sorry, Super Bowl era, because some of these teams have won NFL championships. Super Bowl era. There's 12 teams that haven't won a Super Bowl. Let's name them. Chargers, Browns, Titans, Arizona Cardinals, Carolina Panthers, Cincinnati Bengals, Detroit Lions, Houston Texans, the Jags, Vikings, Atlanta Falcons, and the Buffalo Bills. So there's 12 teams right there. So if you out there watching right now, there's 12 teams, and the question I'm posing to you out there watching is, out of those 12 teams, who is positioned best to win the Super Bowl first? I know, I just told you about hyperbole, and let's just go away and go crazy. Making these bold predictions, and we can see the future. But that's what we do here. We like to speculate and look off into the future. But of those 12 teams, who do you think is better equipped and positioned to win the Super Bowl first out of that group of teams that I gave you? Chargers, Browns, Titans, Cards, Panthers, Bengals, Lions, Texans, Jags, Vikings, Falcons, Bills. I have a favorite. I have a favorite. I would not tell you. I have a favorite. And I'm looking at this team, I'm going to circle it down right here, because this is the team I believe is, hold on to your hat. I personally believe in the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's just me. Because as we all know in the NFL, this is about that trigger, man. It's about their quarterback, the franchise quarterback. And I think without a doubt that the Jags have their franchise quarterback and Trevor Lawrence. And that team seems to be going in the right direction. Add a few more pieces, but I've seen enough from him to believe that he is the guy that could get him over that hump. And I know we're jumping in front of the Bengals. I think Joe Burrow, who's already been to a Super Bowl, but it's just hard. It's no guarantee he gets back. The AFC, Chargers on this list. That's Justin Herbert. You know how I feel about Justin Herbert. You know how I feel. I mean, look at the guys that's on this list. Texans and the Browns with Deshaun Watson. You got some heavy hitters. Buffalo with Josh Allen, who's where are they right now? We all anointed them last year as the prohibited favorite to win the Super Bowl last year, and they come up really, really small. So where are they in this? So I like the newer blood. Like the Bengals been there already. They had a shot. Not saying they can't get back, but I think the Bills are trying to find themselves, and until otherwise proven that they can't beat the Chiefs when it matters. So until then, I'm gonna go with the Jags. I like what I've seen from Trevor Lawrence, the things he showed me last year as a leader. Playmaking ability, obviously. He's gonna get better. I mean, he's gonna get better, and he took a monumental step this past season, but he'll be incremental. That's a tough word. He'll be better going forward. I think he'll be even better. You'll start seeing him in MVP conversations in short order. I think the Jags are positioned the best. I like. Atlanta's never won a Super Bowl. The Falcons are never winning the Super Bowl. They had their chance. And they threw up all over themselves. They gagged in front of the whole damn world. So the Falcons are never winning the Super Bowl. You heard that here first. They're never winning the Super Bowl. They're not winning the Super Bowl. They're not. Some of these other teams out here right now. Chargers. I love Justin Herbert. They're cursed. And maybe he can break the curse. I don't know. Maybe he can break the curse. But you know that they have always had something. Whatever can go wrong will go wrong with the Chargers. So I can't see that. The Browns are the Browns. They got Deshaun Watson, another guy trying to break the curse. Right? The Browns. The Browns have been horrible since the late Jim Brown. That was the 60s. I mean, they did some winning in the 80s, but they've been bad. Can Deshaun fight through that? Can he fight through that? Titans ain't winning no Super Bowl. They got their 99 with Amber now. God rest his soul. The Titans are not winning the Super Bowl. They just brought in the guy from Kentucky, Will Levis. They brought in Malik Willis last year. Derrick Henry is gonna hit the wall here soon. He's a running back. That's just how it goes. They hit the wall. That's just what happened. The Cards are not winning the Super Bowl no time soon. They had a chance to get the Steelers back in the day. They gagged that away. What's his name? Harrison, the DN from the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's still running. That was one of the biggest plays in Super Bowl history. The Cards ain't winning no Super Bowl. Carolina Panthers, they just got a new quarterback. I love Bryce Young to death, but they're not ready to win no Super Bowl in the near future. Not saying they can't win one. But it's not soon. But Bryce Young has already been named starting quarterback, which I said right here on draft coverage that he would be starting day one, which he should be. And I mentioned the Bengals. Like I said, Joe Burrow's already been there. They have the weapons. They played with Kansas City. They've shown they can beat Kansas City. They've done it. They lost this past year, but they've shown they can beat Kansas City. You think if they can get home field advantage, maybe they could change some things. Jimmy Sanders done joined in on the chat. What about the Minnesota Vikings? Not long as Kirk Cousins your quarterback, they'll never win the Super Bowl either. They're not. I can't see Minnesota winning. No, Kirk Cousins. No, now Dalvin Cook is gone. Not saying you don't have a quality replacement in Madison, but Kirk Cousins your quarterback. You're not winning Super Bowl with Kirk Cousins. I don't know what you've been watching for the last decade of Kirk Cousins. I know what the book is on Kirk Cousins. There is a book. It's out there. It exists. I mean, it's Kirk Cousins. You're not winning a Super Bowl. The Lions. I think the Lions are pretty good. I don't think Jared Goff can win a Super Bowl per se. But they got a lot of talent around him. I like the coach. He's starting to grow on me a little bit. Came in kind of crazy. Aiden Hutchinson looks to be the real deal. They drafted him first pick last year. He was sensational. I like their offense. They got a lot of pieces out there. Jameson Williamson, the kid from Alabama, who's going to miss 6 games for some stupidity. NFL players, NBA players, MLB players, college football players. You can't bet on the sports. You can't do it. You can't. It's an absolute no. And I know people say we gambling, but they can't do it because the reason I go on Facebook, every night I have to hear about people saying the sports is rigged and sports is bought. It's the exact reason why you can't bet on the games. It goes to the direct integrity of the game. You already got fools and conspiracy theorists already out here complaining and crying and saying how the games are bought and blah, blah, blah. So you can't bet on the games. This is known. You cannot bet on the football games. Professional athletes, you can't bet on the games you play. Not sure about the ones you don't play, but the ones that you play, you for sure cannot bet on them. There's a direct violation, the very fabric, the moral of sports is tied into that. We already got enough wackos out here now with the conspiracy theories and the rigged and all, and I get sick of it. So you can't bet on the games. So James Williams is out because of gambling. That's why he's out. But the St. Brown kid came out of nowhere last year. Josh Reynolds is pretty good. They got a lot of weapons on that team. A lot of weapons. The Lions might end up winning the North this year. You know I'm a Vikings fan. That's what Jimmy Sanders said. I'm with you. The Lions look good. You know they pushed last year. They almost made the playoff. They were one game away from making it. If the defense could take another step forward, and Jared Goff doesn't turn back into a pumpkin because he played great last year. I didn't see that coming. Now the weapons are, like I said, the weapons are tremendous around him. I can't. The St. Brown kid. There's so many. There's two of them, and it's just too many of them St. Brown. But he's a hell of a football player. They got a lot of talent offensively. They did lose DeAndre Swift. They traded him. They also lost Jamal Williams. So we'll see how they replace those guys in the backfield. But yeah, let's keep going. The Texans just got a new head coach. New quarterback, so they ain't no position to win no title, so that we can scratch them off the list. Let's go ahead and scratch them off. Texans off. We'll scratch Panthers off. The Chargers, Browns, Titans, Cards. I'm not gonna scratch the Bengals off. I'm not gonna scratch the Lions off. Falcons, you never win a Super Bowl. Never. Ever. Never win a Super Bowl. Scratch y'all off the list. Vikings, not long as Kirk Cousins breathing. That's never happening. So that's Jags, Bengals, Lions, and Bills. And like I said, I just believe in the Jags. We've seen the Bengals had a shot. They didn't get it done. The Bills, we don't really know. We don't know yet. Josh Allen's, he has his moments. And so that, so I'm going with the Jags on that list. I'm going with the Jags. So if you're out there watching, which other NFL teams that haven't won a Super Bowl ever do you think is most equipped to win one the soonest? I gave you it's the Chargers, Browns, Titans, Cards, Panthers, Bengals, Lions, Texans, Jags, Vikings, Falcons, Bills. I'm going with the Jags. What about my 49ers, Jimmy? We've won a Super Bowl. Now, I can say before my lifetime, but it wasn't my lifetime. We done won a Super Bowl. Like, what are you asking about my 49ers? Yeah, I need to win one, and I need to win one soon because I'm aging here very quickly. It's been a long time, but yeah, we have won a Super Bowl. But if y'all listening, just pop those choices up. If you are out there watching, just give me those choices. Let's kind of move to the NBA. As NBA teams that haven't won an NBA championship. Those NBA teams that haven't won the championship. There are 10 of those guys. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's 10 teams in the NBA who have never won a championship. Nets, Hornets, Pacers, Clippers, Grizz, Timbs, Pels, Magic, Suns, and the Jazz. Let me go ahead and stretch everybody off. I would say the Nets probably are the better position eventually because I trust what we'll do to get superstar players in. But if you look at the history of the other franchises I just named, you look at these guys, who's on here? Who's in here? Oh, Jimmy's asking me about the 49ers going to the season. I mean, the biggest question mark, quarterback. I think Brock Purdy's going to be ready to go. I'm more of a Trey Lance guy. Brock played really well going into this, before he got hurt last year. We shall see. He's ready to go. He's already throwing, so I thought the injury would keep him out a lot longer. That would allow for Trey Lance to kind of maybe take the job. But it's all about the quarterback. I mean, I'm not worried about the offense as a whole. Not worried about the defense. Number one defense in the league. We just added one of the best D tackles in the NFL. We did lose Jimmy Ward. That may hurt a bit in the slot. We added a couple guys there, but we should be right there. If the quarterback play is adequate, we'll be right there. I mean, we should win the West. I think Seattle will be good. Seattle has improved a lot, but still the 49ers division. But we'll get more into that. I get more into that as, we head to this upcoming season, so I can talk more in depth about the 49ers going position, player per player. But I feel good. It's all about the quarterback. Is Brock going to play or is it going to be Trey? Either way, either guy, whoever plays, just got to be, just got to be competent. You just can't turn the football over. Just be adequate. We have a good defense. We have run the ball with CMC. I mean, hey, man, don't make it hard. It ain't hard. It ain't rocket science, baby. We built a hell of a roster. John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan has built a hell of a roster. It ain't rocket science. But if you're watching, again, we're talking about NFL teams that haven't won a Super Bowl. I'm kind of talking to the NBA teams that we haven't won a championship. I gave the Jags. I think the Jags are the most positioned team to get to a Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl out of those 12 teams that I mentioned earlier. If you're tuning in, you're watching Sentell's Intel. You know what it is. The best damn sports podcast, period. The undisputed champion of sports podcast. This is the season finale of Sentell's Intel. Season 6 is about to be in the book. And then we'll get back to it for season 7, which is going to be, I'm telling you, it's going to be epic. Season 7 is going to be the best season ever on this show. I promise you people that season 7 is going to be great. We'll be back in August. Season 7 is going to be great. Football coverage, guests, water wall shit. We going crazy. We just going to do it so big. NBA team. Oh, we got Shaq. Hold on, you got to give me one. You got to give me one, Shaq. You can't waffle. I got to have one. Gotta have one. You can't give me two teams. Give me the one team out of those 12 who are positioned to win the title first. Chargers, Browns, Titans, Cards, Panthers, Bengals, Lions, Texans, Jags, Vikings, Falcons, Bills. He trying to give me Buffalo and the Bengals. Give me one team. Pick one. Be a man. Stand on it. Stand on it. I'm 10 toes down. I got the Jags. Got Trevor Lawrence and the Jags. I think they're prime the position to be the first of that group to win. The NBA teams that haven't won. I mentioned the Nets, Hornets, Pacers, Clips, Grizz, Timbs, Pels, Magic, Suns, and Jazz. I'm going to tell you right now. Like I said, I got the Nets. I'm not saying they win in short order, but the Hornets. Do anybody think the Hornets going to win an NBA title? And the Hornets. Yeah, I love LaMelo Ball. I love him. And they got a top three draft pick this year. Love him. I like PJ Washington a little bit. Like him. Like Mark Williams, Duke kid. I like him. But who thinks the Hornets going to win championship? Scrap them off. Pacers. Damn Pacers. Tyrese Halliburton is a really good damn player. I like him a lot. Buddy Hield. Miles Turner. No, I'm not. Clippers. You can't trust Paul George to stay healthy. You definitely can't trust Kawhi Leonard, so we can strap them off. Clippers off. They're not winning no championship no time soon. The Grizz. Ja Morant, he's about to be suspended. Who knows how long? I would have said the Grizz, but with his issues going, I'm not trusting that. I don't trust Ja Morant and the Grizz right now. I can't trust Ja. So therefore, I can't trust the Grizz. No. Can't trust them. The Minnesota Timberwolves. Anthony Edwards, I like him a lot. But I'm not a fan of Karl Anthony Towns. Overly a fan of. I like the kid, but he should be a lot better. I don't like the Rudy Gobert experiment. I don't like that at all. They have no guard play. I think Mike Conley was there last year. They need a point guard really bad. And they need to get Rudy Gobert ass out of there. Or either get Karl Anthony Towns out of there. Either way, that don't work. I do like him a little bit, but they're not winning no championship no time soon. New Orleans, if Zion Williamson with Zion Williamson and Ja Morant, good God Almighty, the 864, stand down. Hey, well, John 803. 864 stand down. The Pels can't win. They can't win without Zion. I know they got a good team. Brandon Ingram's really good. CJ McCollum's an all right player. They're not winning with Herbert Jones and Murphy. They're not winning no championship. The Magic, no time soon. I love Paulo Banchero, nice. Wendell Carter, Anthony, Cole Anthony, Markelle Fultz. They're not winning no championship. They're not winning no championship. What are we doing? They're not winning no time soon. The Suns. Now, the Suns are interesting. They're going to probably lose CP3. But you still got two of the best players in the world. But you're going to need a lot more of DeAndre Ayton. Good God Almighty, I would trade DeAndre Ayton right now. I would trade DeAndre Ayton for a damn movie ticket and some movie theater popcorn and some candy right now. That's how much I hate. That's how much I dislike DeAndre Ayton right now. He did not give me nothing. Give you nothing. So if I had to be honest, though, who's the closest? The Suns are the closest. They got two of the best players. I'm gonna go with the Nets because I do believe they position themselves to make a run and get some really good players to position themselves to end it. I don't think none of these teams are close. I don't think any of these teams are going to win a championship in the next foreseeable future. None of them. Not even the Suns. Don't trust Kevin Durant's health at all. He's been injured. He's getting older. I don't trust him to make it through a whole season without being hurt. They just don't have enough. So I don't think any of these NBA teams, I'm going to say my Nets, maybe you call me a homer or not, but I just kind of know what we have available to us to get the things that we need to get done. Jimmy Sanders said the Pelicans and Jazz got a better chance than y'all, fam. The Pelicans, I just mentioned the Pelicans. How was Zion don't play? How? Zion don't play. Zion too busy out here with porn stars. Zion don't even play. I don't know what you're talking about. Zion got 2 baby mamas and a porn star. He ain't got time for no basketball. He got more baby mamas than he got more baby mamas than the astronomical games he played last year. He got more baby mamas than the astronomical games he played last year. And the year before that, we ain't talking about that. I ain't talking about that. And I mentioned the Jazz. I mean, I like the Jazz. I mean, you gonna tell me on Lauri Markkanen? That's what you telling me on? Other than Lauri Markkanen, what are you telling me about the Utah Jazz that you like about the Utah Jazz so much? What do you like about the Jazz so much? Lauri Markkanen. What do you like about the Jazz so much, bro? I'm not understanding. I don't think any of these teams win. I'm not any of these teams close. I don't think any of these teams are close. Not to be honest with you, I don't think any of these teams are close. Shaq. That is your Bohemian brother right there that you want to send back to the Bahamas, DeAndre Ayton. That's your guy. You want to send him back to the Bahamas. I want to send him back. That is your guy. Your guy, man. Or I mentioned, I'm gonna stay a little longer because this is the last show of the season, so I ain't gonna be back till August. So let's get it in. Major League Baseball. I mentioned those teams. You have the Brewers. Brewers, Padres, Rockies, Rangers, Tampa, the Mariners. And that's it. But out of those teams, the Mariners haven't even been to a World Series. Forget winning it. They haven't even been to the World Series. I would like to say the Padres are probably the closest out of this group. And they got a young nucleus, Manny Machado, Tatis Jr., Juan Soto, Xavier Bogaerts. They got some guys. Yu Darvish, they got some guys over there. Now, they hadn't put it all together yet, but they got some guys. If I had to go out of this group, and the Brewers make the playoffs very consistently in baseball, and the Rays have been great this year. The Rays have been great. They in first place by a lot. They had the best record in the game. Lowe and Diaz and Arziano and man, they got some guys. The Rays got some really good talented players on their team. So, but I'm gonna go with the Padres because they got put a lot of money in this team. They got a lot of years and money into this team. So I'm gonna go with the Padres just because of that. Rockets ain't winning no chip. The Rangers had a good shot years ago and they blew it back against the Cardinals years ago. but they leading the West Division right now, but they lost Jake DeGrom out for the season. So I don't know how that's gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Padres. I mentioned why. Jimmy Sanders, y'all not trustworthy down the stretch. Y'all can win game, but y'all have never show up for the playoffs. It's just true. I get that. I truly get that, and I think because 2 years, 3 years ago, Kyrie got hurt, James Harden got hurt, and it was just basically Kevin Durant. 2 years ago, Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving were completely no-show against Boston. And then last year, you got a young team that's no superstar. Mikal Bridges is a really good player. He's not there yet. And they wouldn't expect to beat the Sixers. I mean, who you expect us to beat the Sixers? We wouldn't expect to win that series. So other than the Boston year, 2 years ago we got swept. That was the most disappointing. The other year was an injury. I mean, it's disappointing, but that's injury related. I truly feel like if Kyrie doesn't get hurt, we at least get to the finals that year. So that was disappointing, but he got hurt, so you can't cry over that. That's just part of the deal. 2 years ago, that was Kyrie. The COVID thing to start with. He missed most of the season. Finally gets back, and then they just no-show. KD completely no-showed against Boston. Kyrie played decent, but I'm upset because obviously you expect to get a championship out of that deal. So it was very disappointing as a fan. But once the headache and the councils were gone, I felt better. I feel better just having them two gone. Nothing against Kyrie. I mean, nothing against KD per se, but just the whole KD Kyrie thing just drove me crazy every day. And what little hair I did have, I lost it dealing with those two guys, especially Kyrie. Every freaking day, every freaking hour, it was something with this guy. And when you have that, that's what happened. You can't win. It's not sustainable to win. You got to have championship habits. He doesn't have championship habits. And I know he won one with LeBron back in the day, but that's so long ago. Shaq says he would go with the Padres, but their bullpen lets them down a lot. I would take the Rays, very complete team, and they play the right way. Not only can they hit long ball, but also manufacture runs. Pitching elite is where I would. Man, Rays are tough. Now, I thought they were a flash in the pan, to be honest with you. I got to that great start. I'm like, no, they can't keep doing it, but they've been playing well ever since. Like I said, that lineup is, the Franco kid is so good, the shortstop. Diaz is so good. Lowe is so good. I mentioned Arziano, and they deep. That lineup is deep. You got Margot all the way down at the bottom of that lineup, but they really good. The Efren, the pitcher, Efren, I think I'm saying that right. Efren, I think I'm saying that right. He pitches tonight, I believe. He's solid as a rock. Like I said, the whole staff is really, really good. The whole staff is good. So you might be right with the Rays. I'm gonna go Padres, but I think the Rays are the better team. Obviously, the Rays are a better team this year. But I think the Padres, they put a lot of money in that team. They put a lot of money in that team, man. You gotta get it done. Gotta get this shit done, man. You gotta get this shit done. So let's do a little college football, and then we'll get out of here, man. We'll see y'all guys till August. So that's why I'm not even in a hurry. I'm not in a hurry to even get out of here. But college football has several teams that haven't won a national championship. Boston College, Washington State, Arizona, Utah, Texas Tech, Mississippi State, NC State, Oklahoma State, Missouri, South Carolina, Oregon, Boise State, Arizona State, West Virginia, Virginia Tech, Wisconsin, Purdue, Louisville, Vandy, Indiana, Kansas, Duke, North Carolina. Now, the last three are Duke, basketball schools. Actually, four schools. And I'm going to go ahead and mark them all. Indiana, Kansas, Duke ain't never winning no championship. I already agree with you. Durant, Kyrie, and Harden. First of all, them guys, you saying multiple years, them guys didn't even play together. You talk about multiple years. The years don't even matter. Look at time on the court. They had less than 30 games. So it's not even 30 games. That's not years. It's 30 games. Kevin Durant didn't play the first year because he was coming out for injury. And then like I said, once they got James Harden, they never really played. Kyrie kind of killed that out the second year. So I mean, of course it's disappointing. As I said that, but I'm telling you why it's disappointing. I'm telling you the injury cost us in the second year. It's injury, not basketball related. It's injury. Kyrie got hurt. James Harden got hurt. So it's devastating that we didn't get a championship, but it's injury related. And them guys didn't play multiple years because they didn't play together. They didn't have a full season. They didn't play 82 games. They didn't play 60 games together. When they did play, they rolled people. We saw what they could be. The game against the Chicago Bulls a few years back. This was doing, I think Kyrie was still on the backs thing, and we went on the road to play the Bulls. I think the Bulls like the number one team in the Eastern Conference at the time, and we just rolled them, steamrolled them. And with the next day, James Harden like, Kyrie gonna get this vax, and we gonna be rolling, and Kyrie didn't get it. And from that point on, it soured the whole relationship of everybody. KD, Kyrie, and Harden, and Harden wanted out. There ain't no multiple season. You didn't get no multiple season because they didn't play. If you telling me that they played 60 games together for 3 straight years, and actually went to the playoffs and played together, then that would be a monumental disappointment. But they didn't play. They didn't play. They didn't play 30 games. We traded for Cam Johnson, Mikal Bridges, Spencer Dinwiddie, and Dorian Finney-Smith. And that was the trade deadline. And those guys managed to play more games together after the trade deadline than Kyrie, KD, and Durant played in 2 years. In 2 years, they played more games out of the trade deadline together than 2 years. And that was one of the things I was happy about, because availability is your best quality. Now, a lot of KD got hurt a lot too. KD got hurt a lot in that stretch. He missed a chunk of the season both years. And it put us in a bad spot the third year. Like I said, the first year don't count because KD didn't play. And then the second year, Kyrie, James Harden get hurt. And then the third year, KD gets hurt, pushes us all the way down in the standings, so we had to play Boston in the early series, which was a tough matchup. But at the end of the day, it was very disappointing, disheartening as hell. I mean, disheartening as hell. I ain't gonna sit here and tell you how disheartening I am. I mean, that's devastating. But we all know, I know why. But I'm just glad it's over with, because I just want guys to come to work and put their hard hat on and go to work. And we had guys that wanted to put their hard hat. And I think for the most part, KD and James Harden were guys who wanted to come to work and put their hard hats on. I really believe that. James Harden, when he played hard as fuck. I watched him play in person with nothing against the Lakers, and he played his ass off. He plays fucking hard. So I think KD and James Harden realistically wanted to play, but KD got hurt a couple of times, so that kind of hurt it. That kind of devastated it. I liked y'all better with Jared Allen Dinwiddie. Yeah, I agree with you, Jimmy, but you're not going to win a championship with Jared Allen and Spencer Dinwiddie. You're just not. And Karis LeVert, we love them guys to death, but you make that move 100 times out of 100 because you're not winning championships with those guys. You're just not. It's a superstar league. You're not winning with those guys. Yeah, you're not winning with those guys. It's all about that. So let's get back to that. College football. I'm going to be honest with you. If I'm looking at this list, there's no team on this list that I think in the near future could win a national championship. Boston College, Washington State, Arizona, Utah, Texas State, Mississippi State, NC State, Oklahoma State, Missouri, South Carolina, Oregon, Boise, Arizona State, West Virginia, Virginia Tech, Wisconsin, Purdue, Louisville. And I'm not going to mention the basketball schools. I think Indiana, Kansas, Duke, UNC never won a championship. Not for the foreseeable future. I think South Carolina. I'm gonna be honest. I think South Carolina could before any of these teams. I would take South Carolina over any of these teams. I think Carolina could actually recruit well enough to where they can get a season where, once the 12-team playoff expanded, maybe they can get hot. You look at last year, they were one of the hottest teams in the country going, last year. I don't know, they beat Clemson. They played a hell of a bowl game. But they were rolling, they did some good things. Smashed Tennessee. Now, Henry got hurt, but, that's neither here nor there. Well, Carolina was playing really well at the end of the season, so I can see them, but I ain't going to say near future. I just think before these teams that I named, I think the Gamecocks could win a championship before those teams. That's just me. I think the Gamecocks would be my pick out of those teams that would win that championship first. So that's my choice. If you out there watching, you give your choice a college football team that hasn't won a championship that you think is equipped to win one in the near future. And I think near future in the next 5 years. So that would be near future in my eyes. But we talked about the NFL with that. We were only talking about this because of the Denver Nuggets winning the NBA title last night. First time in franchise history, 47 seasons of basketball without winning one. So we talked about the NFL teams: Chargers, Ravens, Titans, Cards, Panthers, Bengals, Lions, Texans, Jags, Vikings, Falcons, Bills. I said give me the Jags. I think Shaq finally grew some guts and picked the team. I can't remember who he actually picked. He picked Buffalo. Basketball, I said the Nets. I don't think any of those teams are gonna win that in the near future, but before each other, I would go to Nets before them. MLB, I got the Padres. Shaq's get the Rays. Oh yeah, I'm not sleeping on Wisconsin. I'm not sleeping on Wisconsin at all. The question was, can you win a chip in the near future? You got a new head coach. Beamer his third year, so Beamer's already got an advantage. Beamer's in his third season. He's already got something going. He's already building towards something. You're not gonna win nothing in the first 2 years with a new head coach. I don't, unless you're Urban Meyer at Florida, you win the second year. But that's neither here nor there. Most coaches don't come in the second year of a program and win the national championship. You know you're not winning this year. So second year, can you get there? I just think in this list, I would go with Carolina. Of course, I'm not saying they better program. I'm just saying if you're gonna say winning a championship, the teams who haven't won a championship, which is so the odds are none of these teams are winning a championship. That's the odds. The history tells me nobody in this group is winning a championship. And I'm looking at these teams and it's hard pressed for me to believe that any of these teams can win one. Oregon's been to a championship game. Virginia Tech's been to a championship game. And that's Louisville been to a BCS. I mean, that's it. I mean, these teams haven't even played for a championship. You got two teams here who haven't even played for a championship. That's actually played for a championship. So that list is short. Jimmy Sanders, you're right, but y'all gave up too much for 3 superstars. Y'all gave up key role players that could have got y'all to the finals. Take KD and give up draft picks. I feel like y'all would have had one. Again, you make that trade 100 times out of 100. If Kyrie Irving doesn't get hurt against Milwaukee, are we talking about this? If James Harden doesn't pull his hamstring, are we having this discussion? You make that move. You're right. You do give up depth, but you give up depth for that. We've seen that work. Miami did that. We've seen that work. You get 3 elite players. You give up the ranch. You can find some scrubs to throw in there. It hurts you, going forward if them guys take a step back. But them guys they were fantastic. And when they played, they just never played. I would make that trade again today. Give me James Harden. You want James Harden? Yes. Give me James Harden. Give me James Harden. I love Jared Allen. I love Karis LeVert. Everybody knows this. Get him out of here. Give me James Harden. We'll figure out the rest of that shit later. We'll figure out the rest of that shit later. We will. Colorado was not on the list. Colorado has won that championship. You talking about Rockies? Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. The Rockies. Maybe the Rockies. I don't know. Maybe the Rockies. You gotta come back to me on that one. I don't know. Well, got a few more minutes left. I want to just talk about something before I get out of here, and then I'll talk about something else. But we'll talk about Shannon Sharpe today. Shannon Sharpe last show on Undisputed was today. So 7-year run for Unc. Man, I'll tell you, I love me some Shannon Sharpe, bro. I ain't gonna tell a lie. I'm a huge fan. I've enjoyed him watching him. I probably won't even hardly watch Undisputed anymore now that Shannon's gone. That was like a big part of my day. I literally get up. I let my daughter watch TV my little baby for an hour or so. And about 9:30, I'm watching Undisputed every day. Sure y'all seen video of her dancing to watching Undisputed. But we watch it every day. But it's sad. I hate to see Shannon leave the show. But big piece of my morning and day gone. Wishing the best. Hopefully we'll be seeing him soon on another platform. So best of luck to Shannon Sharpe as he goes on to future endeavors. All right. I want to thank everybody who tuned in to tonight's show, Sentell. Tuned in to season 6 all together. It started way back in August, and here we are in June, and that's how I like it. Now, it was a little healthy schedule in the middle, but we reached the finish line of season 6 of Sentell. Man, I want to thank everybody for watching. Man, keep getting those subscribers up. Keep hitting that subscribe button. If you got friends who don't watch the show, get them to watch this show. Invest in this show. It is the best damn sports podcast, period. I am the sensational Sentell. I am the best in the world at what I do. This title belt represents that. That's what it means. I'm the champion at this shit. So get your friends to watch, get your co-workers, you tell them about this show. And man, so next season, like I say, we're coming back in damn August, and we're going to have the best season ever. I promise you it's going to be the best season ever, man. We're going to talk so much college football, so much NFL. We'll have guests on here on shows, and we're going to just do it big, man. So I want everybody to remember to tune in and watch the Best Damn Sports Podcast, period, religiously. Get this content up, get them subscribers up. Hey, tell your friends, post, tag, put flyers out, whatever you got to do. To get more interest on the show right here, man. I appreciate it. Hey, I want to thank y'all again for tuning in tonight. I want to thank y'all again for tuning in to season 6. And I promise you, season 7 is gonna be the best yet of the Best Damn Sports Podcast, period. This has been Sentell signing off for the last time for season 6. I want to thank you guys again. You have watched the Best Damn Sports Podcast, period. The undisputed champion of sports podcast. We'll see you in August for season 7. Thanks again. I am out. This mother. Peace.